One way by which the government can raise money, apart from the internally generated funds that come in through taxes, apart from doing the borrowing that government is doing, which I have just said the borrowing should be for capital projects, is to dispose of some of its assets. Government can look at some assets and disposal in terms of partially privatizing those assets. And a good example is the NNPC, the National Oil Company. As you know, the National Oil Company has been a loss-making company for some time, and I think if it is partly privatized through the stock exchange, whereby part of the shares of the company are sold to the members of the public, that will bring about some sort of transparency and accountability on the part of the National Oil Company. The petroleum industry bill that is before the National Assembly is talking about commercialization. Commercialization is not exactly the same as privatization. In commercialization, ownership will still be 100% that of the government. But I want to see a situation where part of that ownership is ceded to the public, members of the public. Okay, and for that to happen, the National Oil Company has to be listed on the stock exchange. And part of the requirements for listing would be to for the company, to provide evidence of corporate governance. So that will improve transparency, that will improve accountability, and that will also subject the company to very high level of corporate governance. So if we partly privatize the NNPC and partly privatize our refineries, okay, I think we'll see a better performance of these enterprises, and the government will also get some money, as a result. Also look at what is called the Purchasing Managers Index, PMI. The PMI reading is an indication of manufacturing activity. So if it's above 50, you would say there's an expansion in manufacturing activity. And for the month of November, it went above 50. Okay. Now another indicator is the fact that the level of contraction, the real GDP contraction year on year, we saw in the quarter 3 of 2020. Okay, is far less than what we had in quarter 2. So that also tells me that there is an improvement. And according to the National Bureau of Statistics, unlike in quarter 2, where 13 activities only recorded positive growth, in quarter 3, a lot more, 18 of them recorded a positive growth. So I think the fact that the level of contraction, what usually happens is that economy slumps, the following quarter the thing rises, but what we saw now is that the following quarter it fell. So that's an indication that as we open up the economy, the economic activities of course will pick up. So I'm confident that because the number of cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria is not as high as it used to be, and so it would appear that the health crisis has been contained to a large extent. So I think that as long as that does not escalate, as long as we don't go into a second wave, and as long as the government keeps opening up the economic activities, will pick up. So I am optimistic that by the first quarter of 2021, we should be able to now turn around and have a positive real GDP growth in the economy, and that means we are out of recession.